Santa may be checking his list twice, but I've checked the SoCal housing data about 50 times because what's happening this month, not like your typical holiday season. Orange County is on the naughty list with record low listings, and Riverside and San Bernardino, they're not behaving either. Throwing a wild surge in condo prices and multifamily buyers racing to use bonus depreciation, and suddenly this holiday season looks a lot less like Silent Night and more like rocking around the Christmas tree. There's no time like the present. It's time for the Southern California Housing Market Report. Look, I know it's a busy time of year, a lot more important things like shopping for sugar plums or wherever it is you do this time of year, but let's take a look at these numbers. Looking at November's 2025 all the way back to 2018, why do we look at such a wide range? Well, we got pre-COVID, COVID, after COVID. Things look very different. Black line, that is the mortgage interest rate average for November's going back. And we can see that during COVID, those interest rates got crazy low. People aren't going to ever want to give up their 2.77 that they got in November 2020, but they're more than willing to give up their 7.44 that they got in November 2023. Crazy how the mortgage interest rates doubled, more than doubled in such a short time. And here we are looking at 2025 and an interesting trend exclusive to Orange County. We're going to show you all the other counties and there's different trends there. But what do we see in Orange County? Well, that white line, that's the number of properties under contract. And we are down year over year. So while we've been seeing a trend in the data where year over year there was an increased number of properties going under contract, buyer demand, well, it went the other way. In Orange County, there's actually, I think, a very good reason for that. The red line. And what is the red line? Those are new listings. And what do we see? Those are down at a record low, lower than 2022. These are a record low number of new listings. So why does that dovetail on the number of properties going under contract? There isn't enough choice out there. So buyers shopping in Orange County right now, and I can attest this. I got my clients out shopping. There's a few buyers I'm working with, and there just isn't much out there. And that's what we're seeing. And what that has led to is a drop in the number of properties going under contract in Orange County, not like other places. So LA, we're down slightly year over year in the number of properties that have been listed and just under where it was at record low of 2022. But we can see that the number of properties going under contract, that's not at a record low. So we have more properties that are being purchased than 2022 in LA. Look at these times before COVID. 2018, 6,200 listings, almost double where number of listings we have now. Riverside. So Riverside and San Bernardino, year over year, you're going to see an increase in the number of properties going under contract. So buyers are out shopping. That you can see in Riverside for single-family homes. This is single-family condos, townhomes. It's up year over year, and it's well above where it was in 2022. And the number of new listings is down year over year, and it's around 2022 levels. San Bernardino, we've got levels of new listings below where it was in 2022, but we have more properties going under contract. So interesting to see what's going on in those more affordable markets. Remember, mortgage interest rates are down year over year, so that could be attributing to that. Ventura, you're always doing your own thing, always marching to your own drummer. So you keep on marching down year over year for number of properties under contract and pretty flat for number of new listings in the past few years. San Diego, we are down year over year ever so slightly, number of properties going under contract, but more choice there. So we are seeing more properties, buyers writing more offers in 2025 than we saw in 2022, 2023 for San Diego. And you can see that the inventory is pretty flat as well in San Diego. One of the only places you're going to get this data, multifamily, anything 2 units and larger on the MLS, same thing, mortgage interest rates overlaid over the Orange County data. And it is tougher for a property to pencil when more money is going to pay for debt service. And that's where we've been the past few years as mortgage interest rates have gone up. Now, bearing in mind that a lot of people who locked up their properties in 2020 and 2021, those are going to be adjustable rate financing with 5, 7, maybe 10-year fixed period, and then things are going to change. So let's see going forward what ends up happening with inventory when those mortgages are going to be resetting. Looking at number of new listings down year over year to more normal times, that 50 to 60 range. And we see a big increase in the number of properties going under contract. So things are heating up for Orange County multifamily right now. A lot more people making those purchases before the end of the year. Now, one interesting thing, and this would affect all these counties, is the fact that under the big beautiful bill that there's 100% bonus depreciation if you do a cost segregation analysis. If you have no idea what I just said, that's okay. We've done other videos on that. But it is an advantageous time to be buying new multifamily real estate. And then LA, super tough market. Actually, Graham Stephan just read an article where he is getting out of LA, doesn't want to be an LA landlord, and we've released content on that. There's a whole lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to be an LA landlord right now. So slight uptick in number of new listings, and still people putting them under contract. So there is a number where even a tough RSO, rent stabilized ordinance property, will pencil. Even with these mortgage interest rates where they are, there is a number where the properties might make sense, though it's tough to tell where the bottom is when it is so tough to be a landlord. Put your comments below. Let me know what you think what it's like to be a landlord in LA. Riverside, San Bernardino, we're going to see these numbers. These tend to be more affordable markets, slightly higher cap rate markets, which, speaking of cap rates, we've seen those go up. I mean, they have to because of the cost of debt. But yeah, we're seeing an increase, particularly in LA. It's just crazy numbers. Sevens. I've seen a few sevens for actual in-place cap rate, which you would have never guessed in 2020. And we can see new listings. They are down year over year, actually close to half of where they were year over year. And then we're down slightly for number of properties going under contract. So things aren't flying off the shelves in Riverside. San Bernardino down on inventory, up in number of pending sales. So things are looking up there. Hasn't been as snowy when we do these reports in San Bernardino. You have to take into account the weather. If it's snowing a ton, not too many people are out shopping for buildings. Ventura, you're always doing your own thing. Nothing in here to really track. There's a few selling. That's what we can see. And San Diego multifamily inventory down slightly year over year. And we are down for the number of properties that are going under contract. So interesting to see. Orange County surging for number of properties going under contract. Other places like San Diego not surging. So again, the one big beautiful bill, that bonus depreciation, that applies all across Southern California. But some areas are seeing more sales and some aren't.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings,
Someone buys or sells real estate in SoCal. I'll make sure you hire a pro in the know by clicking that link below. Median home price madness, madness, madness. So looking at where the numbers are month over month for single family homes, starting there, then we're going to look at condos next, and then we'll hit the other counties. So the median home price for single family homes in these respective counties for Orange County and LA is down. Riverside's pretty flat, went up a little bit. That's atypical. This time of year is when the median home price goes down. Don't be shocked. Don't be scared. It's just what happens. For the year over year numbers, we're actually in positive zone. So we got 1.5% OC, 1% LA, and Riverside's up 1.5% for single family homes. We haven't always seen these be in the positive. Now, when you factor in inflation, there is not a net gain in value, but these are on the positive side. Let's see what condos and townhomes look like for these respective counties. What the heck? Condos and townhomes. Look at this massive spike in Orange County. Month over month, 769 to 850. That's not supposed to happen this time of year. I don't know what's going on. More people out there buying condos right now. And then we've got LA, it's up month over month. And same thing for Riverside. That's a steep one as well. If OC wasn't so steep, Riverside would look crazy. And then how about year over year? Orange County, 8.2% year over year. That's a big increase. And that definitely is an increase, including inflation. LA's flat. There is 0% increase year over year. Riverside is down 3% year over year. So that's what I was talking about. We're seeing these negative numbers, especially when you split single family from condos and townhomes. You know you can get this data by subscribing to my email newsletter, right? You can actually zoom on in and check it out. And speaking of zooming on in, look at this. Again, we are up for data in the median home price. That's not supposed to happen this time of year. All three counties, some more than others. This is for single family. And then year over year, San Bernardino is flat, 0% year over year. Ventura, 7.7% year over year for single family. San Diego, 3.8%. Those are big numbers considering the time of year. So we're seeing an increase in values for the median home price at this point in time. Condos, townhomes, and we're up. Well, except for San Bernardino, they're down slightly month over month. not big increases like we saw for condos in Orange County, for example. And then how about year over year? Well, San Bernardino is down 6%. Ventura is down 3.1%. San Diego is only up 0.5%. So definitely a bifurcated market, two different markets when it comes to single family homes and townhomes. And furthermore, we're looking at the county level. You could dive into your neighborhood and perhaps find some differences as well. You could use the Altos Research reports to do that. We're going to do those next. You love them, I love them, even kids with chicken pox love them. Remember that song? Some of you younger ones have no idea what I'm saying, and I'm used to that, quite frankly. Looking now at Altos Research data, starting at the national level, I want to show you something important. Two important points. We're going to see the trend as we go national, state, down to the respective counties. We're looking at median days on market, and those are up. And as you can see, when you look at the PIPs, that's the year over year data. What happens traditionally this time of year is until we get to the spring buying selling season, the median days on market is going to continue to go up. So we're at a high right now for median days on market. Things are going to take longer to sell. But despite that, we're still seeing a lot of sales. So it's important to look at the market segments and see new versus absorbed. If you watch these, you hear me yammer on about that. We have had times where there's more new inventory being brought in at a particular quartile than being absorbed. That means the inventory is going to stack up. That means things are slowing down. We have more sellers and buyers out there, but we're not seeing that. That's the difference in these numbers. We're still seeing a healthy level of absorption, number of properties going under contract. Now the days on market getting longer. That's what happens this time of year. In fact, you don't have to believe me. You can see it. It's been going on since the middle of the summer. That's what happens as days on market go up. What makes this unique is the fact that we're already high on days on market, and it's probably going to continue to go up, so keep tracking it. Going from national now to state, looking at California, median days on market, yes, it is up. And it looks like based on what we can see in years past, maybe another week of days on market will be added to this, and it'll turn the other way once we get into the spring busy season. And then we can see new versus absorbed. The top quartile here, the most expensive homes, about 3 times as many were absorbed than were brought to market. So of course, people are saying, well, I'm going to wait until spring to list my home. So we're not seeing a huge rush of people to list. I get it, but we're still seeing buyers out there. So interesting to track. Things are taking a little longer. 'Tis the season, but they're still going. So that's what's important if you put your home on the market. Orange County, and that actually leveled off. So we were going up, up, and then it leveled off. And we showed you that the number of pending sales has dropped slightly year over year, but that's because there isn't any inventory. New versus absorbed, again, about 3 times as many big expensive homes. The median of the top quartile is almost 6 million. So almost 3 times as many of those were absorbed. LA, same thing. We'll see. Maybe another week will be tacked on to how long it takes to sell a home. New versus absorbed. There is demand out there. Don't get sick of me saying this over and over. It's important. Things have leveled off slightly for properties and days on market in Riverside, and new versus absorbed, same thing. San Bernardino, we see a leveling off in days on market, not increasing right now. And the same, new versus absorbed, people out there shopping. Ventura, we had a drop in the median days on market, and you can see that actually happened last year and happened in 2021, where there was a drop. So things are actually moving faster than they were a week or two ago. Same thing, new versus absorbed. The third quartile, 3 times as many. And finally, San Diego, it's flattened for the number of days on market. The market's moving. So to wrap this up, this is far from a normal December. Days on market are rising. That's not a surprise. But buyers are still writing offers like chestnuts over an open fire. And certain counties are seeing price jumps that really shouldn't be stuffing anyone's stocking right now. If you're planning on making a move in 2026, hold on and watch this next video right here.